Welcome to the DCTV 4H Kids Evening News Show. Help us keep our news show on the air by becoming a sponsor. You can buy a sponsorship by calling 970-677-4119. That's 970-677-4119. Hi, I am Devin, and here's our first story from the Denver Post. Tyler Christensen is being held for an investigation of unlawful sexual contact and kidnapping. A suspect who allegedly tried to abduct an 11-year-old girl who fought back and bit him has been identified as a 32-year-old registered sex offender. Tyler Christensen is being held for an investigation of second-degree unlawful sexual contact and second-degree attempted kidnapping. Both felonies. Police said the suspect is a stranger to the victim. Police did not say where he was arrested. Christensen had a lengthy criminal record for assault, menacing, and sexual assault, according to Colorado Bureau of Investigation records. On November 18, 2007, Grand Junction police arrested Christensen on charges of burglary and sexual assault on a at-risk victim. He was convicted of sexual assault, overcoming a victim's will, and third-degree sexual assault. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Christensen was convicted of trespassing and assault in 2005 and served an 18-month probation sentence in 2010. He was convicted of menacing with a real or simulated weapon and was sentenced to 2 years in prison. This story is from the Denver Post. Denver police officers helped family targeted by a rental scam. When a family moved into a new home in Denver, they did not realize they have been targets of a rental scam until two police officers came knocking on the door. The officer Gordon Sieb and Elder Julian Pina responded to a call about squatters illegally trespassing in a property on North Grant Street, according to a Facebook post by the Denver Police Department. When the officers arrived, they realized the family had been the victim of a rental scam. The family thought they were renting a home from an advertisement on Zillow, a popular housing market website. The family had gone through all the proper steps to legally live in the home, but the advertisement on Zillow was actually a clone, and they had sent their money to a scammer instead of the real property manager. The officers contacted the rightful property manager and discovered another family was set to move into the home in a few days. The family became distraught, according to the Facebook post. While the property manager had every right to evict the family, the officers worked with the property manager to find the family a new place to live. Sieb and Julian Pina and the property manager negotiated an agreement to let the family live rent-free for the first month in a new home. Still, there was another problem. The family has spent their last dollars on movers and setting up the home they thought they had legitimately rented on Zillow. They could not afford to hire movers, and they only had a small vehicle that could not fit furniture. Again, the officers worked with the property manager to find movers with a big truck who would help the family for free. Now that is some top-notch community policing. This type of scam is something Denver police has seen quite often over the past 3 years. With Denver's hot housing market, scammers have been able to lure renters recently. The scam has been trending downward, but Denver police are not sure why. The scams are prevalent across the United States, and an estimated 5.2 million U.S. renters have lost money on a rental scam, according to a 2018 survey by ApartmentList.com. The survey was also found young renters to be the more likely to be victim of these rental scams, and a third of the people surveyed reported losing more than $1,000 likely after paying a security deposit or rent on a fraudulent property. This story is from the Durango Herald. A weak storm system from the northwest was expected to move over southwest Colorado Sunday evening, bringing snow to Silverton and elevations above 9,000 feet and a chance of rain to Durango. The storm was expected to move out of the region Monday night, and Tuesday election day is expected to be sunny and clear with a high of 56 in Durango and a low of 27. The bad news for you is this storm is coming from the northwest as the jet streams descends, which tends to favor the northern and central mountains, but you still should see something from this. There were expected snow accumulations of 6 to 10 inches above 10,000 feet in elevation in San Juan Mountains and 2 to 4 inches from 9,000 feet and up. Lower elevations and Durango have a chance for isolated showers beginning in the evening. You might see more sprinkle than rain, he said. After the storm moves through southwest Colorado, it looks to be clear with highs in Durango in the mid to upper 50s through the next weekend. In Silverton, the Weather Service listed a 30% chance of snow Sunday, increasing to 60% later that day. Sunday night, the chance of snow jumped to 70%. Today's forecast calls for a 20% chance of snow in Silverton. The Weather Service continues forecasting a weak to moderate El Nino to form in the next 2 months, and that should favor snowfall in southwest Colorado. It's supposed to be weak to moderate, but hey, compared to last year, we'll take it. Next up is a story from the Durango Herald again. Since daylight savings time ended early Sunday, Colorado residents will lose an hour of sunlight in the evening, which means wildlife movement at dusk will likely conflict with high rush traffic hour volume when people are getting off work. Colorado Parks and Wildlife and Colorado Department of Transportation remind drivers to look out for wildlife on area roads, especially during this time of the year when animals are on the move for seasonal mating and migration. The C.C. also advises drivers to be aware, drive with caution and slow down. It can be extremely difficult to see deer and other wildlife along the highway when it's dark out, so we urge motorists to concentrate on the road. Not only are wildlife vehicle collisions dangerous, but the crashes typically result in property damage of more than $3,000, according to the Rocky Mountain Insurance Information Association. C.D often incorporates wildlife migration features during highway projects, including animal underpasses, overpasses, deer fencing, and other structures that can funnel the direction and direct large game and smaller wildlife to cross from one side of the highway to the other in a safer manner. C.C recommends that drivers first slow down. Travel at high speeds increase the danger of a crash. Moderate speeds maintain a driver's reaction time and allows an appropriate response to animals on or near the road. Stay alert. Pay close attention to the road, particularly while driving between dusk and dawn. This is where deer and other common wildlife are most active and more likely to be crossing roads. Scan ahead. Watch for movements and shiny eyes along the roadside. If you see one animal, you should expect it will be accompanied by others. Obey traffic signs. Many highways have wildlife warning signs intended to alert drivers of known wildlife movement areas. Though incidents can happen anywhere, transportation authorities attempted to reduce the number of wildlife vehicle collisions by posting signs and lowering speeds in areas where wildlife are active. Give warning when animals are seen or near the road. Slow down or stop if no other cars are behind you. Honk the horn and/or flash headlights. This warns animals to avoid the roads. Alert other drivers to the potential hazard. Always wear seatbelts. The nation's Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the risk of serious injury and death in a crash is reduced by half when seatbelts are worn. Drivers involved in a wildlife vehicle collision should report the incident to Colorado State Patrol by calling Star CSP, which is Star Key, and 277. Now for dumb laws. Dumb laws in Maine and Maine cities. Shotguns are required to be taken to churches in the event of Native American attack. You may not step out of the plane in the flight. Well, duh. After January 14th, you will be charged a fine for having your Christmas decorations still up. In Augustus, to scroll down the street playing a violin is against the law. In Biddleford, it's illegal to gamble at the airport. No person may roller skate on the sidewalk. In Ellsworth, if any part of the sign ordinance of the city are more stringent than federal laws, even though they may be in conflict with them, they will prevail. In Freeport, mercury thermometers may not be sold in the city. It is illegal to spit from any second-story window. In South Berwick, it is illegal to park in front of Dunkin' Donuts. In Waterboro, dog leashes may not be over 8 feet in length. In Wells, deer may not be fed. Advertisements may not be placed in cemeteries. Oh, come on, skeletons need their bone cream. Now, the weather report.
The current temperature is 50 degrees. The high for today was 53 degrees. The low was 33 degrees. The bubble meter is at 29.86 inches and is steady. Humidity is at 21%. Wind is between 1 and 6 miles per hour from the north. Gusts have been up to 23 miles per hour. There were hundreds of an inch of rain measured today by the DCTV weather station. Moisture for the month is 1 inch and 0 of 100. Moisture accumulation for the year is 7 inches and 300. Now for the big map, courtesy of the National Weather Service. Rain is falling along the Washington and Oregon coast. Rain mixed with snow falls from Washington into Oregon and ends in Ohio. Idaho. Snow is coming down from Montana and ends in Utah. So mountains in the north central Colorado are getting some snow. Most of the rest of the west is clear. More rain like snow mixed together can be found in the Dakotas and Michigan. Plain rain start again in Iowa and runs into Maine and south into New Hampshire. Severe thunderstorms are possible from East Texas into New York, and the north border follows rain. East Texas into New York. This red area within the yellow shows this potential for flash flooding. Here, more rain begins in Florida and ends in the Atlantic. Here is our exclusive DCTV 5-day forecast. Tuesday, mostly sunny, high 51, low 27. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high 51, low 26. Thursday, mostly sunny, high 44, low 22. Friday, sunny, high 45, low 24. Saturday, mostly sunny, high 48, low 27. Now for a climate change report. CO2 carbon dioxide is considered a greenhouse gas and is one of the principal causes for climate change. CO2 traps heat in the atmosphere, which causes climate instability. This results in significant variations worldwide of moisture and hot and cool temperatures. But the general climate trend is But the general climate trend is the planet is slowly warming. Therefore, it is important that we report the CO2 weekly change. These following are the CO2 numbers in parts per million. Last week, 406.62. 2 weeks ago, 406. Last year, 404.04. 10 years ago, 383.04. 50 years ago, 321.31. Thank you, Dr. Peter Tanzen, National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, and Michael McGee of the CO2.Earth Network for providing this information. Remember, you can help keep our kids' news show on air by buying a sponsorship. To become a sponsorship, just call 970-677-4119. That's 970-677-4119. Thank you. Now back to our news director.
That's the end of today's DCTV 4-H News program. This is News Director LL very, very scrambled M saying good night and thank you for watching.